Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. Welcome to Cook with Hasiba. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make an authentic and the traditional way of making chicken khurma. Now this recipe is very close to my heart as this recipe is the secret of my grandparents. This has been followed by my aunts, then my parents, and now we are following the same recipe to make the traditional and authentic chicken khurma. Now I have divided the recipe into three parts. One is I'm going to show you the masala which is to be sorted. Second is the green masala and third is the tomato and coconut puree. Let's get into the video. The ingredients I have taken here are half a kg chicken with bone, 1 onion finely chopped, 2 tomatoes, 3 pieces of coconut, 2 to 3 cloves, 1 inch cinnamon stick, 1 teaspoon chili powder and 2 teaspoon coriander powder. Now I have taken one big potato half boiled. As you can see, the potato should be sliced really very big. If you are taking medium sized potato, you can make it 1 by 2, or if you are taking very large potato, you can make it 1 by 3 or 4. For the green masala, I have taken 1 green chili, few coriander leaves, 1 teaspoon peppercorns, half onion, and 2 tablespoons of curd, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, half teaspoon turmeric powder, 2 tablespoons ginger and garlic paste, and some salt to taste. Here, out of 2 tomatoes, one I have finely chopped and the other I am going to make a puree with the coconut and garam masala. As chicken doesn't need too much time to cook, instead of making the chicken khurma in a pressure cooker, I am making this in a pan or kadai. Now I have added 6 to 7 tablespoons of oil. Now once the oil is heated up, add the chopped onions. Now I am going to fry the onions until the color changes. Just let it get the golden brown color. As the onions are fried now, I am adding 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. Now we have to roast the ginger garlic paste until the raw smell fades away. As I have told you many times in the recipes, the secret of making any recipe is that we have to fry the ginger garlic paste until it turns golden in color or until the raw smell completely gone. As you see, so beautifully the ginger garlic paste is roasted. I am adding the chicken pieces. Mix it well. Now add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder and some salt to taste. Now add little salt here just for the chicken. Later we can add it on the masala. Now until our chicken is being cooked, on the other side I have added the green masala in a mixer jar. Now give it a blend. The masala here shouldn't be very fine. You have to roughly grind the masala. As you can see, the particles of pepper should be visible in the grinded masala. On the other side, the chicken was cooked, that is the juices of the chicken was released into the oil and the color was changed, and you can also see that the chicken got the golden brown color on top of this. Now 50% of the chicken was cooked here. I am adding the grinded green masala. Now the peppercorns are visible as you see, so we have to roughly grind the masala. Now mix the masala with the chicken. Just give the gentle mix of green masala and the chicken and then add the other spices. That's the chili powder and coriander powder. Now again mix it well until the raw smell of the spices fades away. As you can see, once the oil starts separated, you can add the chopped tomato. Now the tomatoes should be properly cooked here as we added the chopped tomatoes. It should be completely mashed with the chicken. So I am covering the lid and letting it cook for a few more minutes. I am adding the other masala, that's the tomato, whole garam masala and the coconut. Now here the consistency of coconut should be more than the tomatoes. Adding some water and give it a blend. Now this masala should be finely blended. It should be very smooth. The hara masala should be roughly blend. This masala should be finely blend. Now once the masala was grinded, our chicken was also ready here. the tomatoes was completely cooked. The skin of the tomatoes was coming out. Now this is as you see, the chicken was also, like I can say, something around 70% cooked. Now I am going to add the grinded coconut and tomato paste into this gravy. Now again here the coconut and tomato paste should be cooked very well. Until then I am not going to add any water. The raw smell of the tomatoes and the coconut should be completely gone. Only then you can add any water to this gravy. Now most of them in a hurry just add the masala, some water and then give it for the basil. That's not the way of cooking the traditional recipes. As you see, the layer of oil is being separated. I didn't add any single drop of water. I'm just covering the lid and cooking for a few more minutes. Just keep checking again and again. As we haven't added the water, it might get burnt in the ground. So just keep checking again and again. As you see, the layer of oil is coming on the sides of the kadai. Now we can add some salt to this. As I added very little salt for the chicken, I am adding some salt for the masala. Now in the same mixture jar, some masala was left, so I am adding the water to that mixture jar, give it a mix and then add on to the gravy. Now the chicken was already 70% cooked there. I am adding some curd on top of this gravy and some lemon juice. Now curd and lemon juice doesn't need too much time to cook. Just give it a mix, cover the lid and let it rest for few seconds or few minutes. Now open the lid and add the sliced potatoes. Now this is the utmost secret of this recipe, that the potato size should be huge. Now if you are taking medium size potato, it is better to make it 1/2, or if you are taking very huge potato, then at least make 3 slices of that potato. Now the big chunks or the big pieces of potato is the best secret of this recipe. It will taste really yum. Now I am covering the lid. I am letting it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. As our potatoes were already 50% or 70% half boiled, I am letting it to boil for few more minutes within this gravy so that the masala can also get into the potatoes. Now add some mint leaves here. Now the aroma of the mint leaves will really make this dish very flavorful. After adding the mint leaves, cover the lid and let it cook for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Open the lid and just have a check. Now you can see so beautiful layer of oil has come on top of this gravy. Now our chicken khurma is ready. Now you can check the potatoes here. It was already half boiled, but still if you find it's still hard, you can keep it for few more minutes on the stove. Now once the khurma is ready, please don't serve it immediately because you might get the taste and the fragrance of the recipe, but you won't get the look of the khurma. So it is always better to switch off the flame and let it rest for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Now by doing this, you will get a beautiful layer of oil on top of the khurma. That will actually give a very good look to the khurma while serving. Now you can serve this dish after 5 to 10 minutes. Now this is the final look of the traditional authentic chicken khurma. Now, or I can say this is the final look of the khurma which we make. That is the Bangalore style Muslim khurma. Now we have the other way of making mutton khurma. Inshallah, I will upload as soon as possible. Now if you like my recipes, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also let me know what recipe you want me to upload next. Let it be veg, non-veg or snacks or any item which you want me to upload. Thank you so much for watching.